The Mad Dog's House of Pain, the only nationally licensed pro wrestling school in the state of Alabama. Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, trained by the Junkyard Dog, will be your trainer. You want to be a professional wrestling superstar? Learn from GCW's own Mad Dog's House of Pain. With over 22 years experience, learn from the Mad Dog's House of Pain. 205-567-6482. Start your career today. Call 205-567-6482.
Want to say greetings, good evening, how you doing? On a topsy-turvy Tuesday, and with the weather in effect, it's probably going to be a little bit more turvy than topsy, I'll leave it at that. Live in a multiple location station from Global Championship Wrestling, welcome into GCW Radio on this Tuesday night, 14th day of March. Studio 1B, also called My Little Corner of the Cave. I am the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne, part of the GCW announce team. And ladies and gentlemen, my tag team partner, live from the House of Pain, the incomparable Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. What's up, Daniel?
Not much, Eddie. It's great times coming around. Here we are, 2 weeks out from the GCW JYD Tag Team Tournament 2017. And I'm proud to say that I am a member of one of the teams that's in this thing with my partner, the real deal, AJ Steele. I got to hear the commentary of you and Shay Knowles from the Peach State area the other day, and you guys did great together.
Thank you.
You know, it was a very interesting evening last month, but this month is going to be that much better as we're right around the corner from March the 25th. And who's going to walk away with those tag team titles? We'll know in 2 weeks. But got some stiff competition. Logan Creed, O'Hagan. Also the team of Mudbone and the Night Prowler. Guys that I have tagged with in the past. And I've fought one-on-one. But they're the ones with the belts in their hand. And what is the old saying about... possession, 9/10 of the law, or whatnot.
Yep.
They have the belts around their waist. But the last I heard, now things change, I know that. It's just like horseshoes, hand grenades, too close to call. But the last I understand with the board of directors, instead of considering there's a 3-team deal, that instead of flipping a coin or one of those old jazz moments, we might just do a triple threat for this thing. We've seen it before. We have seen this before.
Yes, we have.
And it just really puts AJ and myself in a bad position, I'll tell you. But, you know, my whole life I've had the odds stacked against me. But I'm feeling good about this thing. I think AJ and myself, you know, first time ever tag teaming, we fought each other from pillar to post, from Maine to Spain, up and down the coast. But we did all right, you know. I mean, walked out with a victory. Of course, Wicked Nemesis tried to, you know, he about killed me with that top rope and sent me to the hospital 2 days later. And that's legit. And we tried to keep that really quiet, but I had a blood clot happen. So, you know, I ran into some of the fans while I was there on the same floor. One of the fans' moms, I'm not going to say who it was to protect their personal business, but, you know, it makes you feel good when, you know, you're sitting there by yourself in a hospital room that one of the fans sees you and they say, "Hey, it's Mad Dog." And I was not feeling so well at that point, but it made me feel really good. These two young men and the daughter of the family, they came in and said hello with the dad, and I got to go home later on that day. But yeah, Wicked, you know, you're the most successful manager ever in GCW history, especially when it comes to the JYD Tag Tournament. And now you've aligned yourself with Logan Creed and O'Hagan, kind of turned your back on the Violent Gentleman. But I will say this, for those who have not seen the footage, it's out there. If you were there live, you saw it. The gentlemen were gentlemen. They didn't want to use the chair. I mean, I've got to give kudos to them. Wick was trying to get them to use the chair. They refused. When he was arguing with them, I decided to do a schoolboy roll-up, and here we are. we're moving on. So, big mucho respect. Things happened so fast in that match, I didn't even realize what was going on. And I was like, well, here's an opportunity. I'm the legal man. Let's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And some people booed us. You know, it was, we weren't cheating. We never used the chair. It crossed my mind. Now, you don't mean a chair.
All too well.
I like them. I like them. I like chairs. Chairs are good, not just for setting. But I did the right thing and played by the rules, and here we are. You know, Scott and Andrew, they've got a long career ahead of them, very talented young men, and I wish them the best. You know, I talked to the commissioner, Jack Lord. I said, that was all fair and square, right? I said, did I miss something? He goes, no. And then when I watched the match, I get to see it firsthand what had happened. And Micah Taylor was giving me a hard time. He watched on the security camera. He goes, you did a snap suplex. I was like, yeah. He goes, how many times I ever wrestled you? You gave me side suplexes. We did belly to bellies. We did everything. He goes, I've never seen you suplex the whole time I've known you. So I was like, well, it just seemed like the right thing to do at the time, so I went with it. And as we get ready for March 25th, I know we got a lot to cover and a lot to talk about, but fantastic job on commentary as always, and thank you, Shane Knowles, if you're listening out there. I'll give a plug for those guys. Peach State's this weekend.
Yes, it is.
And make sure you come out. It's Carrollton. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Georgia?
At the historic VFW Fairgrounds, 1625 Bankhead Highway. And do you mind if I finish out that plug?
No, do it.
Yours truly, along with David Pierce, will be doing commentary for Peach State Wrestling Alliance for their DVD releases.
Awesome. See, regardless of what people say about Mad Dog GCW, if wrestling is doing well, it's good for all of us.
Yes.
And anytime someone such as Shane Knowles and Rick Michaels and those guys with the book over there want to promote the show and whatever, look, they're in Georgia, we're over here. We don't run the same night we used to, but we're doing good business with each other. And when we run the same night, I said this behind closed doors, I'll say it on the airways, it just hurts the boys that are getting booked. It gives them another booking. So I'm a businessman first and foremost. People may not always agree with what I do and what I say, and I'm not saying I have all the right answers to all the questions. But I like professional wrestling to do well. And, you know, they have a lot of guys over there that are on both rosters. You know, Charles Anders, our current middleweight champion. The Violent Gentlemen are there. The Wicked Nemesis is there. Eddie's there. AJ Steele's there. Former GCW Ladies Champion Pandora is there a lot.
Logan Creed, Brooklyn.
Logan Creed, you know. There's just a lot of talent there, and I am very, very supportive of wrestling doing well. And I'm just happy that things are going well in Georgia for those guys. And, you know, we're trying to do our part over here at GCW in Pell City, and we'll show you this, you know, in 2 weeks, March 25th, the finals of the JYD. We're passionate about what we do. We got a good film product, Erratic Aperture. I just want to give a shout out to TJ and Frankie and those guys. They doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And thank you for making us look as good as you do. And the graphics have been outstanding. It's not just one guy in the middle of a poster. Sorry, the whistler just went off. It's kind of like the Amber Alert, but I don't know. hey, let's get back to it. I just wanted to take a minute and say thank you to Shane Knowles. And if you're in Georgia this weekend or you're over there in West Alabama, make the trip. It's well worth the dime. I promise you. It's great professional wrestling, too. So much to talk about, Eddie. I guess go ahead.
You brought something up a minute ago about teams making it through to the next round and out of the first round. And amazingly enough, a team that made it out of the first round but isn't going to be there in the second round. And that was the combination of Country Jack Cory Hollis, one of the bruiserweights, and the Dream Chaser Dylan Cook. Coming out of last month, coming out of February, I was shocked right along with everybody else at the actions of Cory Hollis. Because he and go ahead.
I mean, that was a match. You had Dark Fury, Antonio Garza, Latino Sensation.
Yeah.
Two teams of fan favorites. I was just like, I'm sitting back watching it, enjoying every second of it. And then there at the end, wow, the footage is out right now.
Right.
I shared it. You shared it. Cory Hollis turning his back on Dylan. And, that's like his big brother in wrestling. I'm the one that broke him into the business, but Cory Hollis was his coach in high school. I mean, that's kind of like, I hate to say it like this, but somebody in the back said it after it happened. He goes, that's like Fonzie beating up Richie Cunningham.
That's a good one.
And, I never thought about it. I was like, I'm not going to put Dylan in the Richie Cunningham. That's like Fonzie beating up Chachi. It's a little Happy Days reference for those older audience members listening tonight. We always throw it back a little bit. I asked Dylan what happened because I don't know, dog. It was a little bit of miscommunication, I guess. And I was like, at least challenge you to a match. Said you rode his coattails. You've got to stand up and wrestling now. Because I am. But, Cory Hollis has been all over the world. He's wrestled NXT. He's done some WWE shows on Raw and SmackDown. And he was a state wrestling champion out of Chelsea, Alabama. But he was one of Dylan Cook's coaches at Leeds. So, this is, Dylan's mom is upset about this. And I said, he's ready for this. Come on, Dylan Cook was in a steel cage. Was it last year?
Yeah.
For Global Warfare. The young man, I mean, he's just going to have to prepare himself to, do what he does best, and that's the mat wrestling. Do your fireman's carry. Heck, one of the opening moves of the match, he did a single leg on Dark Fury. He goes, what did you think of that? I said, I thought it was great. But you should have put him in the neutral corner. You put him right there where Garza could have reached down and tagged in or kicked you in the head, and you were in a bad position. But I always try to be honest with these guys. They ask me, did you watch my match? You watch my match? Sometimes guys just want you to say, oh, that was great. It was great. No, I tell you what you did. If he would have been wrestling a team like Prowler and Mudbone in that match, he would have walked away with a size 12 boot upside his head, and the match could have been over. But Dylan has really fought hard in the four-way match for the GCW Heavyweight Championship. Eric Wayne split his mouth. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah.
It was like he got fish hooked, but he had to have stitches on the inside of his mouth from the rolling senton over in the corner. But, he was bleeding pretty bad after that match. But it's like a click and keeps on ticking, and he's in there. And what a match this is going to be. If you went to high school with Dylan Cook, or if you went to high school, two guys from Alabama, both great in high school. And, if I can't remember exactly what Cory said, but Reader's Digest version, he said, I'm tired of you riding my coattails.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, you didn't train him. I know you guys rode the road together, and you're the reason he got into wrestling. But, you know, I helped break him into this business and train him. You taught him in high school, but let's you know, hey, I told Dylan, I said, get up to the training center. Let's get you ready for this. There's some things that you need to know on that mat, and let's make it happen. So we'll see what happens.
You know, I think it's going to be a very unique circumstance, and I really, I'm going to sit back and say this. With everything that happens in the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment, you have so many different things that can happen between 2 people, 4 people, or any number, depending on the type of match that's involved. This is a match that I'm very curious about, because knowing the background of Cory Hollis, knowing the background of Dylan Cook, the amateur background of both gentlemen, the professional advancements both gentlemen have made, you may agree with me on this, but I genuinely feel this, and this isn't hype, this isn't amping it up. This could be a wrestling fan's dream match, because you're going to get you could conceivably get the best of both worlds. 2 skilled amateurs who have become 2 very good and great professionals. Right, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. And Cory's got the experience. You know, he's just been in it longer. But I'm anxious to see how Dylan does against Cory. I mean, you got to test yourself. That. No matter what you do, no matter what you do for a living, you got to test yourself. You know, I say this to people all the time. I had some folks reach out to me and say, "Is it worth it to go to this bulletproof Luke Gallows, Joey Mercury training session?" And I said, yes, it is. And Mr. Mercury is going to be coming to GCW soon, and we're going to do a bulletproof one here. But it's like a doctor with continued education. No matter what you know, you need to keep your skills polished. You know, you're always, with your job, you're always talking. Right. You know, you've got your business going on, and you do the karaoke, you do the weddings, your stuff. You're always performing, and you never can get too much work. No, that's the thing about it, and I think that people need to realize that about wrestling. You can never. I mean, if you train with the wrong people, you're not going to get anything. But opportunities like this Joey Mercury Bulletproof Camp, that is a whole new thing that you can do and take advantage of. And if you're in Georgia, do it. And we'll give you plenty of notice when Joey Mercury comes to GCW. It's going to be happening soon. It'll probably be before spring is out. But we'll do plenty of hyping of that. But you have to stay crisp. Guys like Johnny Lerman, Cole Sykes, Big K, they don't miss training. They've all been trained, have been done. But I told them, never stop. And they're like, okay. And I said a perfect example of that is in 1999, Bernie Kowanowitz started training. I can name you 6 times that the man has missed training. And it was either for a karate competition or sickness.
Right.
He does not miss. In almost 18 years. 5 or 6 in 18 years. And when I bring that up, and I'm putting him over by saying that, he goes, oh, he hangs his head like, I'm sorry I missed those times. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you are someone they need to look at. I mean, he's there. He's there. He's one of the head trainers there. I depend on him a lot. And I like having him there. But Johnny Lerman, Cole Sykes, Big K, these guys don't miss. I got 3 new guys, Dakota Manuel, Matthew Gibson, Adam Keenum. Got 3 new guys that starting a few weeks back, and they're there busting their tell what the Mad Dog's House of Pain. And that's what you got to do. You got to work it out. All right, let's talk about some beauty. We've talked about the beast. Let's talk about some beauty here.
You know, somebody on the phone actually could consider himself in that classification, depending on the hairstyle this week.
Is the good brother there?
I think he is. If I may, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce. Oh, he just disappeared. Nutmeg.
Oh, he powdered out.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
He'll be back.
Oh, wait.
He'll be back.
Tell you what, do me a favor. Let's take a quick one. We'll be right back on GCW Radio right after this. Hang tight, folks.
Nothing pouty, friends. This is the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motor Fast Eddie Layne as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and information on the full range of services we offer. Call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
The Mad Dog's House of Pain, the only nationally licensed pro wrestling school in the state of Alabama. Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, trained by the Junkyard Dog, will be your trainer. You want to be a professional wrestling superstar? Learn from GCW's own Mad Dog's House of Pain. With over 22 years experience, learn from the Mad Dog's House of Pain. 205-567-6482. Start your career today. Call 205-567-6482.
Hey, welcome back to GCW Radio. We're discussing March the 25th. Talking about a little March Mayhem Global Championship Wrestling coming to the Pell City Civic Center. Right now, on the phone, very special guest, former GCW Heavyweight Champion, the United States 01 Champion. He's held all the belts around the world. Let's welcome, from Tulum, Hawaii, United States Marine Corps' own, the originator, owner of the Underground School of Professional Wrestling, and a man I like to call my friend, the one, the only, the local boy, Micah Taylor!
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that was John.
Wrong one.
This is the real Marine. This is not the gimmick.
That's right. This isn't a phony or a quitter.
Yeah,
I appreciate the intro, Eddie. That's, I don't know, man. That's neck and neck. Looks like you got a little bit of competition there now.
There's no competition when it comes to that.
That just means
that's all a big riff, Eddie. What we did there was we were on a show in Monroe, Louisiana, and it was a huge show. It had Matt Hardy, had Carlito, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Robbie E, and the list went on.
Yep.
Cassidy Riley, Steve Stevens. Yep. And Southern Wrestling Superstars, and they were filming. High Spots was doing a filming for a DVD. And on that particular evening, I was commentating on the show, but in the last 5 minutes, I find out I'm the announcer, too.
Oh.
So when I get a chance that Micah came out, I gave him the biggest introduction ever, and I gave the guy who used to introduce Arsenio Hall the biggest run for his who could hold the breath the longest that night. That's what that was all about. Yeah, so Micah laughs about that still. Here's the thing. Cassidy knew I could commentate, but I remember you were at MoCap with him right after that. He says, man, he really did a really good job. I want him on the next one. So I did get to go down. I was like, what you need to do, you need to bring Fast Eddie down and let us commentate together and let him be the guy who announces, because nobody does a better job than that. But, that night I wore many hats, just like you have many times in your career, Eddie. But let's talk about a little wrestling here, March 25th, you ready for the big one?
Always, man. Was it brass knuckles on a pole match? One thing I know is rumor has it through the grapevine that old Frankie Ciatso, the king of the South, the Southeast or whatever, he's afraid of heights. So I don't think he can climb on that top turnbuckle to reach those brass knuckles. So I think I've already got advantage and leverage on him.
And what is what do they call it when you're fear of heights?
Acrophobia.
Acrophobia. Hashtag acrophobia. Don't think I'm not getting on that one tonight. Yeah, just remember that. Speaking of acrophobia, remember the time we were at Six Flags and it was you and me, and nobody else wanted to ride that acrophobia ride at Six Flags, and I made a noise that sounded like a church mouse getting squeezed in the door. I mean, that was. I don't think I've ever made that noise ever like that. But hey, I'll put it over. Acrophobia is a fun drop. That guy was singing the whole time, da, 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 and then we dropped out. But
that's where those that's where those badass kids were like stepping on our heels, and that's what I.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the first time I've seen you chew out some damn some
luchadors.
Yeah, a little luchadors.
Yeah, the luchadors were stepping on our feet, and I turned around and cut a real life promo. I actually got some fire in me outside the ring. Actually, sometimes more.
Okay, now wait a minute.
I started laughing because I thought it was fake.
Now, have either of y'all?
It was real.
Did either of y'all ride the new Blue Hawk last year?
I didn't even get to go to Six Flags last year.
No, I didn't either.
Season passes are on sale now. They have a discounted special going on through St. Patrick's Day. SixFlags.com. Check out the Georgia line. You can get, if you buy one, it's $108. If you buy 4 or more, it is $73.88. And each pass.
Yeah, I think I just got it. The email was like $65 free upgrade to gold passes.
They do have another. Now, okay, the one that I'm talking about, each of the 4 passes, if you buy 4 or more for $73, they each have a parking pass. If you buy the other combo pass, only one, if you buy 4, has a parking pass with it.
Oh, what we need to do is get a few plugs for Six Flags over Georgia. So I think we need some hookup.
Yeah.
If, Mr. Flags, if you're out there. Bugs Bunny, are you the one making the Yeah, look at my room. I'm saying in Albuquerque.
Boo, 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 boo. Hey, you know what? Like, I know Six Flags used to bring Deep South in.
Yeah.
And we did a few Six Flags over Georgia shows. I don't see why they wouldn't be interested in maybe reaching out, and if we're going to plug them, I don't see why they wouldn't do GCW Pro Wrestling over there at the old Batman Arena or whatever it is.
We do better than the monstrosity wrestling, that's for sure. I won't dress up like a
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that might have killed it.
Killed the house. No, it was fun, and some guys made some money. But all right, so I've never been in a brass nuts on a pole match. I've heard of many things: coal miner's glove,
right?
Branding irons.
Yeah.
You know, are you kidding about Frankie being scared of heights?
No, I promise, man. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I don't know exactly. I've never seen him make it to the top to get the brass knucks, so I don't know if he gets sick and throws up, or he just gets, woozy. I don't know, but I know he better grab those brass knucks before I do, because I'm gonna. It'll be changed to a tattoo your face match, because that's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna tattoo the brass knuckles right across his chin.
So what you're saying is we need to have the medical staff standing by, because my this is a saying from when I was a child, and if you guys have never heard it, I'm sorry, but my granddad used to say, "I'm gonna split that guy's wig." Have you ever heard that before?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I've said it before, and people go, "What?" But no, my granddad used to say, "I'm gonna split that guy's wig. I'm gonna split your wig, boy." So I got a feeling.
Or they say in Hawaii, like, I'm gonna bust his mouth open. They're gonna have to sew it shut.
I know some guys that would be some good candidates for that.
I know a few.
I know that Stormy Lee likes to get involved in some matches, and thinking back to the Tennessee and the AWA, I saw her getting involved a lot. But on the other side, I saw your lovely wife Tracy come out and even up the odds. So I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I'll put her in her place.
Or whatever, but yeah, you're gonna get Tracy to put her in her place. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, Tracy's not afraid to put her in her place.
Nah.
Frankie might want to check his girl, because she likes to get involved and mess with other guys. So either he's not handling stuff at home. Yeah, he might want to check his girl. That, or either start taking care of business at home.
Now he's got his big wedding coming up on the cruise. Now we might be stirring something that we may end up on Jerry Springer.
Yeah, it might be kind of weird. Like, who's inviting the groomsmen, Frankie or Stormy?
Be getting some anonymous text or something, But,
personal foul.
Hey, well, you're with us. What do you think? We got three teams in this JYD tag team tournament. It's come down to three teams. You got Mudbone and the Night Prowler, who are the current champions. You got Logan Creed and O'Hagan, the Heathens, and then you got the real deal AJ Steele and myself, the Mad Dog. And as of right now, as things stay as is, it's wrestling card subject to change, but it looks like that's going to be the main event of the evening. These three teams coming down for the finals of the JYD. You got any opinion on that? I mean, I know you've wrestled everybody except for probably, and you may have wrestled Logan Creed, I don't know, but I know you've wrestled every man on that card except for possibly Logan Creed.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever locked up with Logan Creed. I like the team.
He's a hoss.
He's a hoss, man. I like the team, but I just don't think they've been a team long enough. So I'd like to see more from them. I think maybe they're too new to go up against, because, I mean, Night Prowler and Mudbone, man, they've been teaming for God knows how long. And something to do with that dang voodoo magic, man. Mudbone, he puts the fear down in a lot of people's spines.
Yeah.
And, of course, AJ and yourself, I've been in bloody wars with both of you. And I don't know. I like that team. I just hope there's no egos that get in the way of you guys. You know what I mean? That's my favorite to win it. But if something happens and AJ decides to turn on you, or I don't know if you decide to turn on him. I have no idea.
I'm thinking. Let's just make sure the dog can get cleared with the blood clot. That's the only thing that's bothered me. I feel like he's got my back, and when we got
your back.
hand,
I mean,
I know you do.
When he's got your back, when AJ's got your back, you're untouchable. When AJ, he's a better. I'm glad he's my friend than he is my enemy right now. Put it that way. Because when he's your enemy, there's no telling what's going to happen to you. So.
Yeah, I mean, thank God that's not going on right now. But right now, I just want to make sure I'm cleared for it, and I'm excited to be a part of it. The tournament, I said it at the beginning of the show last time, or before I got in the ring, how much the tournament meant to me. And ever since '98, after the real dog, Sylvester Ritter Junkyard Dog, passed away, we've done this tournament since the year 2000. And it's 17th annual. You don't see a whole lot of that kind of stuff in wrestling anymore, and you don't see a whole lot of tournaments.
This is your tournament. This is your JYD tournament too. It's not like somebody's jumping in and calling it War Games, and trying to pick up where War Games left off or whatever. No, this is a tournament that GCW's created. And I don't think people appreciate how much respect you have for JYD himself, your trainer. I think people look beyond that sometimes, and they don't even realize that how much he did for you and how much he trained you and broke you into this business. So it's a special one, and I don't think people appreciate it.
Well, we're trying to get them to.
Yep.
It was about 4 years ago in Pell City. Somebody came up to me, and it was an honest question. It was. I mean, the gentleman, he wasn't trying to be funny. He goes, I thought the Junkyard Dog was going to be here. And I looked at him, and I thought he was just going to start laughing or something. And I stuck my hand out and said, you know what? He's here in spirit. And he didn't know that he had passed away. It's just so many times people don't know. I mean, like recently the outlaw Ron Bass passed away.
Yep.
I mean, and people are going to think I'm being silly when I say this, but in the movie Beyond the Mat, Dennis Stamp is the guy who's talking to Terry Funk, and he goes, I'm not booked, Terry. I'm not coming. That guy just died this week.
Yep.
Dennis Stamp was a wrestler. He wrestled AWA all through Texas, Tennessee. I mean, had a pretty good career, and it's sad that the thing that guys know him for is he's the guy with the weights and the trampoline. You never know when your next match is going to be. But you can laugh about that, but the guy was still in top-notch shape at that point. That was 1997. I mean, he was in good shape. He's out there in his trunks, and everyone in the business is laughing. You never know when your next match is going to be. Only if more people took the business that serious as Dennis Stamp did, things would be better. Because guys just think, I'm trained, I know how to do does this sound familiar? I know how to do a headlock, and I know how to do a hip toss. I don't need to come to training. A young man said that to you this last weekend. I know how to. I know how to do all that. I know how to do it. So why do I need to go to training?
Grab a headlock. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to practice my acrobatic.
Yeah, I would like to do my flips. I'd like to do my flips and skips. Yeah, I don't know.
Or I could actually come back with this one.
Say,
Yo, dog, I need to get my stuff in, okay?
How about this? No flips, just fists. No flips, just fists. I got that part down.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to work.
That's all you need.
Yep. And
I grew up amateur wrestling, and when I was in high school, and when I lined up on that either red or green line, and they were about to blow the whistle, one thing I always remember is shaking hands before the whistle and tying up and throwing a head and arm or throwing a Japanese wizard or inside cradle to pin the guy, or he's called thread the needle, turn the guy over. But one thing I remember one guy threw a punch, and it was versus one of our heavyweights in another match, and it was after our heavyweights beat him. He pinned him. But he knocked him on his butt, and it was after the match, and they threw that guy out of the tournament. That guy never wrestled again. His coach wouldn't let him back on the team. So it's just pro wrestling, you know. Learn how to wrestle, you know, first. Before I don't remember guys doing backflips. I don't remember the guys doing front flips on the mat. I remember them wrestling. Like that's the foundation of what we do, you know. And you know, it comes down to a fight. You know, that's where the punches and stuff come in. But I don't remember backflips and front flips and cartwheels being a part of wrestling growing up. You know,
no, and people
I'm rambling.
And you can. I'm glad you're saying that instead of me, because you can moonsault and do all the stuff that you do that I've never done in my 27 years of doing it. But people's like, oh, why don't you? I never had to, and I couldn't. There's some things I couldn't do. Because I'll never pull a moonsault, even though if I'd never had 3 knee surgeries and a back surgery, I would not be doing that. But, you know, I got a good power slam, got a good power bomb, got a good camel clutch, or canine recliner.
Yeah.
You want to call it that.
I've been on the receiving end on that, and I got a good head call.
You got a good head call. You got a good crossface. You're probably giving me more arthritis than get your poison. You know, March 25th is a great night. We got the finals of the JYD. Talked about Mudbone and Prowler, AJ, Steele, myself, Logan Creed, and O'Hagan, the Heathens, managed by the Wicked Nemesis, which we spoke of this earlier before you got on the phone with us tonight. And, you know, Nemesis is the most winning tag team manager of champions. You know, when it comes to the JYD, what has he had? 7 different teams win it? Is that right?
I think it's actually
the 7 years.
It's 4 out of 7.
I don't know. It's like crazy.
He's either been to the finals or won the shooting match. I believe it is 4 out of 7, 4 out of 5 years.
Okay. Now
who's the girl? Who's the girl that comes out with the Heathens? What's her name?
Brooklyn Creed.
Brooklyn Creed.
That's
so I'm thinking last name Creed, Logan Creed. So that's his girl?
That's his wife.
That's his wife?
That's his wife. Yeah.
Yep.
That's his legit wife.
This GCW might be going in a different direction, you know, because we got Logan Creed and his wife. I hope she doesn't overstep her boundaries, because you got Tracy and myself, husband and wife, and you're about to have Frankie and Stormy, husband and wife.
Yeah, Stormy Lee Ciatso.
So, yeah, Stormy, what kind of name is that? She better rethink that one. Just that's going to be the oddest name ever. Stormy Lee Sloan Ciatso.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you got to go down to the Social Security office and put it on there. I can't wait till you spell it for them.
That's right.
That's about as fun as going to the DMV.
There's a lot of couples. A lot of couples are in GCW right now, and it can go any way, you know. So I hope she doesn't jump the gun and put her nose where it doesn't belong right off the bat too, because I mean, I'd like to see it, but I would hate for her to get put in her place by Tracy, you know, or even Stormy. Or maybe I'd like to see her put Stormy in her place. I don't know, but I feel like the women's division might be taking a turn in GCW.
Well, let me since you brought that up, since we got a little more time here, if you got a minute, we have a new GCW Ladies Champion, and Aja Pereira. She defeated Veronica Fairchild. Now, there was some controversy that Stormy Lee accidentally tripped the wrong person, and Veronica says, yeah, I got beat. I would like a shot at my belt, but I want a shot at Stormy Lee. So Commissioner Jack Lord has made a triple threat GCW Ladies Championship match for March 25th. And what were you saying about Aja? You were impressed with her, the way the fans really connected to her, even though they'd never seen her before. You know, what a shock it was. The first time they see a lady, she's been wrestling a while, but first time in GCW and walking away with the belt. I mean, this is two things like Eric Layne beating Spiral last year. First time ever coming in, third generation superstar, but he came to town, defeated Spiral. It just shows not just any given Sunday, any given Saturday, you know, between bell to bell, you never know who's going to win. You know, it's not the same old all the time. I mean, always new talent coming in, young talent, hungry, wanting to be champion. You know, and I was impressed too. You know, the superhero thing that she does is, we had her on the radio right before you last month, and she was just a class act and a lot of fun, but she was a good wrestler. I was impressed. Actually pinned with an Oklahoma roll.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
I
Oklahoma roll up. You almost don't even see that anymore.
I know. Mr. Cradle.
Yeah. I do agree. When you are a champion, and you do lose, like, I do think, as a former champion, you deserve your rematch, and I think at some point you should get a one-on-one rematch. You know, like, I agree. Stormy put herself, in the situation, and so Jack Lord made a good decision and put him in a triple threat match. That'd be interesting to see, but I believe at some point you deserve to get your shot back, your rematch one-on-one. It could be next month, the month after that, but at some point, I mean, that's what being champion is all about, right? You rate some certain things.
Right.
So,
but we're keeping it fresh and exciting, and, one thing I'll say about all the ladies that wrestle at GCW, they know how to wrestle.
Amen.
They're not the chicks that, sometimes the girls on TV are got the hair extensions and the fake eyelashes, and
very dainty.
Now, I'm impressed with. I like Bailey. I think Bailey's a good wrestler. And a lot of people don't get that. They're like Charlotte Flair. I like Charlotte too, but Sasha Banks is not bad at all. And, I'm not one to talk about WWE much, but, I got two friends that are producers up there, Road Dogg and Scott Armstrong. And the GCW connection just keeps getting thicker. You got Rudy Charles, Dan Engler, whatever you want to call them. Got the Samoan Soldiers, the Usos. I mean, things are good. But you never know who's going to be on TV next week. That's the thing about it. But come see them while you can. A lot of times people say to me, "Oh, I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be that good." I mean, that's a compliment what you're saying. But I'm like, did you think this was going to be garbage? But the reason they say stuff like that, they've seen these shows with the 3 matches on a card and guys, doubling as other people and all this kind of stuff. I mean, we give them what we promise them. And kudos goes. And Wicked with the radio products, to be determined tomorrow night. I know you guys will be tackling a lot of stuff, but we appreciate everything you do on the social media and Eddie, and there's all the hard work you do with TJ with the television product. You make us look good, man. So we appreciate you.
Y'all make it easy.
Absolutely.
Nah, it's not always true.
No, I say
we don't have those moments like Sid Vicious sometimes. When Jim Ross said, "Sorry, Sid, we're live on pay-per-view." We start over.
Now, and actually, Ring of Honor had one of those moments this past weekend where, if you remember the leg injury that Sid sustained years ago, a young gentleman who was wrestling for Ring of Honor was doing, I believe, he was popping a moonsault and caught his shin on the guardrail, and it went bye-bye, and it was ugly.
God.
You always hated to hear that happen.
I hate to say it, but are they going to take care of that guy for that? Is that guy on his own, or are we going to see a GoFundMe page for it?
That I don't know.
To help him out with his medical bills?
That I don't know.
Now, I will say this. He wasn't, he didn't know how to do good business, but Gresham, what's the guy's name? He's from Georgia. He made some tours in...
Jonathan Gresham?
Yeah. Gresham went against Dalton Castle this last weekend. I saw that match.
Saw that.
I really like the Dalton Castle dude. I he's like Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
He's like a muscled-up Freddie Mercury, very flamboyant and different. And you got to be different. I mean, that's the thing about it. You can't do the same old, same old. Vanilla wrestling is not going to make it, no matter if it's TNA, Ring of Honor, WWE. If you're wanting to be seen, you can't do the same thing that someone else is doing, and the big one. So, kudos to that.
Very true, and
now,
I've got to say, you made a reference to the another set of 3 letters in the first of your sentence, and I've got to. You were talking about business, and it's like. There's probably going to be some more departures from there. So, folks, you never know who's going to end up where. Keep your eyes open on GCWPro.com and our social media. There could be some big surprises coming up in the near future.
Yes, they can. Yes, they will be.
That's called a teaser, kids. Hey, do me a favor.
Bang, bang.
Exactly. Do me a favor. I got to ask a question. Micah, you have been through so many different types of matches. 1-on-1, tag team, 5-on-5, 6-on-6, mixed tags. You and Ciatso are no strangers to each other. You've met, in the words of Ron White, you've met. And in a circumstance like this coming up on March 25th, you've been the victim of the illegal and improper use of the brass knuckles before. But in a match like this, where if you get to the top of that pole first, you have carte blanche to wail away with them. What kind of psychological plus is that for you, knowing that I can use them and get away with it and not get disqualified?
Well, it's going to be called bittersweet revenge is what it's going to be, and I'm just going to tee off on him as soon as I get those nuts in my hand. And every shot that he's given me with those brass knuckles, it's going to be a receipt coming, and I'm going to smile the whole time I'm doing it, and I'm just going to swing for the fences.
I just wanted to ask that question. Sorry about that, Dan.
No. I mean, I know what I would do if I got him.
Yeah.
And
I hope
my thing is,
I hope he bleeds. Not just all over himself, but I don't want to wish him bleeding all over the people, but I hope he bleeds all over the building. I hate to say I come off like a jerk, but it would make me feel that much better after being on the receiving end of the brass knuckles so many times. When it's time for payback, it's time for payback.
We don't have the video package like WWE does before every pay-per-view, but it cost you the GCW Heavyweight Championship in the full weight 2 months ago with the brass knucks. And then last month, he uses the brass knuckles, but he gives you the low blow. And he has cheated to win both times. So I think it's only fair that the knuckles be a part of the match. And like I said, I know there's been a lot of things put on poles in wrestling in my lifetime, but the brass knuckles on a pole. So you've already done your homework. You know he's scared of heights. So
yeah.
My curiosity is, what does he have in his mind? Is he gonna try to get as high as he can and try to break the pole? Or is the pole going to be made of steel? Is it PVC pipe? Mm-hmm. I mean, I have not done any research to know how this pipe is up there.
Yeah. Or is he going to try to get, his girl to do the work for him like he always does and have her climb the pole? Because, heck, as far as I know, she may be comfortable on a pole. I'm not sure. But I'll throw it out there. Is it going to be a dancing pole? Hell, she may be all over it.
Are you saying the fans should bring dollars?
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
I got a roll of quarters.
If the fans bring dollars, there you go, roll of quarters. They're dimes, pennies. I mean, it is Frankie and Stormy. I don't see them thinking too highly of themselves and expecting to get dollars thrown at them. I think they'd be okay with whatever
we've been in some clubs before, and you've heard of people saying making it rain. So if you're throwing quarters in, is that like making it hail? Is that making it hail?
Yeah,
it's making them feel at home. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Make it a roll of
dice. Call someone who cares.
Thank you, Travis Tritt.
Mm-hmm. Here's a quarter. Oh my goodness!
Careful,
fun we have.
I can bring the
time we're on the radio.
I can bring the karaoke rig on Saturday, March 25th.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good to listen to Frankie sing karaoke when he's knocked loopy. I'd like to see what comes out of his mouth. What kind of conversation
do you remember?
Going to be trying to hold?
This is a WWE throwback. I was watching some Survivor Series with the Honky Tonk Man, and during that Survivor Series, Dusty Rhodes hit him with a bionic elbow, and he got knocked loopy, and he goes, I'm supposed to do a concert here tonight. Everybody come to hear me sing. Can someone show me where the stage is? And I just saw that the other day, and I just laughed really hard. So, yeah, I would like to hear him sing.
I got
I
got a good one for you.
I mean, I think I'm gonna try to knock his teeth out. So he may sing like Droopy. If anybody could do a good Droopy impersonation, but I just picture that's what Frankie's gonna sound like.
Hello, Roger. I've heard some good Droopies over the years.
You wrong.
Oh my goodness. Well, Mike, thank you so much for calling in, man. I know you got a busy schedule, and
I got a side bet.
It was a lot of fun.
I got a side bet. Hold on, Micah. I got one for you. As a side bet, throw the karaoke into the mix. Not to be done at the Pell CCC. It can be done off air and away. It can on separate cameras. And I'll get in touch with Frankie and see if he's man enough to take the challenge. Considering he's from Staten Island, New York, if he wins, you sing either New York, New York or My Way, Sinatra. If you win, he goes Hawaiian and sings Don Ho, Tiny Bubbles.
Tiny Bubbles.
Tiny Bubbles.
I like that idea. I'm in on that one.
He's got to wear a Hawaiian shirt though, and play a little ukulele or something.
And no, we cannot put Stormy.
I was thinking of a coconut bra.
Oh,
with a hula skirt.
And no, he cannot put Stormy Lee around his neck and call that a lay. But
saving that for the cruise. Saving that for the cruise.
Hey, Mike.
Consummates marriage.
I know we're getting ready to head for the Radio Ranch. Micah, how can everybody track you down on social media?
Social media, I'm on Facebook, and it's Micah Taylor on Facebook, and Instagram is at Mike Share. And that's pretty much what I use. I don't even know what my Twitter is. I think it's at Micah Taylor 01.
Yes, it is.
Does that sound right? And you can send me messages on there, or just post stuff on my page, or just follow it just to keep up with what's going on. But you can almost guarantee that you can almost follow GCW's page or go to GCWpro.com, and you can keep up with what's going on with me there, because if it's a GCW show, chances are I'm going to be on it. Chances are I'm going to be. I'd like to stop, instead of announcing as former GCW Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, future. I'd like to say future GCW Champion, because March 25th, after I beat him up with those brass knuckles, that GCW Championship's coming home where it belongs.
That sounds good to me.
Dan, you want to take us to the homestead, or you want to take us to a quick break?
I've got a jet. I got the little princess waiting on me here.
Well, then, if you're up for it, then go ahead. How can everybody find you on social?
You can go to Facebook, Dan Sawyer. They took Mad Dog away, said it was too intimidating, but you can find me on there, Dan Sawyer, and there's a nice picture on there. But
wait a minute, what did you say? It was too intimidating?
Yeah, they said Mad Dog was too intimidating. That's what I'm serious about that. I wish I was joking, but I see worse things every day. But
I get friend requests. I get friend requests from worse things every day.
Yeah, me too. Wearing less too sometimes. But come out and check out March Mayhem, March 25th, Pell City Civic Center, 7:30 bell time. Tickets only $10. We scratched the surface of what's going on that night. championship matches. We forgot the middleweight championship. Joey Lightning taking on Charles Anders.
We can cover that next week.
Out of the bill for tonight, but we'll be back next
Charles
Tuesday
Anders.
for
Charles Anders, a future
Yes.
star. He's an upcoming
That's
star.
right.
He's a good-looking kid that's going to be around for a long time.
The ladies love him. The ladies love him. But you can find Mad Dog March 25th at the Pell City Civic Center for March Mayhem. Make your plans to be there. And we'll be back for GCW Radio next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central Time.
And if you'd like, I'll go ahead and take us out like this. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, at GCW Pro Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/GCW Pro Wrestling. Just wanted to see if you're paying attention. It's all about the branding. Try to keep everything consistent. And yes, for the record, we do have 4 Facebook fan pages. That's a long story. We'll talk about it on Late Night Cable TV. Trust me. But of course, your home for everything is GCWPro.com. You can catch the latest episodes of the ITV product up there. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Global Championship Wrestling Radio will be returning on Tuesday night, March 21st, 8:15 p.m. Central Time. By the way, shameless plugs, at Fast Eddie Layne on Twitter and Instagram. FastEddieLane.com is my home. And I hope to see everybody, if you're local, this coming Friday night, Buffalo Wild Wings, Alabaster. You knew I'd get that shameless plug in there. Karaoke itself does start at 9 o'clock p.m.
Excellent.
And I actually did the short version because I got the work order. It said, Eddie, tighten it up. It goes on forever. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He never put it quite like that. It's like, Eddie, come on, damn it. I'm ready to go. I'm also kidding on that one, too. Folks, we're going to call it. Once again, we'll be back at it 8:15 p.m. on Tuesday the 21st. Mark your calendars. Make your plans for Saturday, March 25th. 7:30 p.m. bell time. Tickets are only $10, and it will be an ITV taping. Cameras will be rolling. For our very special guest, the Pride of the Pacific, Micah Taylor. That's your cue to say goodnight.
Oh, yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining in, and hope to see you guys March 25th.
For my tag team partner, the incomparable and the inimitable Mad Dog Dan Sawyer.
It's the Unleashed Tour. See you March 25th, Pell City Civic Center.
I'm Fast Eddie Layne saying join us right here next time as we go ringside and beyond with Global Championship Wrestling. Bye for now.
Whoop, whoop.